One thing that resounds in Trinidad and Tobago is that the children are our future, and we have the first French-English bilingual immersion preschool and kindergarten right here in Trinidad and Tobago. The mission of the school is language proficiency along with a love of learning in fun, nurturing and environment. Joining us this morning in studio is Ramesh Lutchman, Director, hopefully I pronounce this correctly, L'école Française, and Eliane Kaara Yaacoub, Education Director. Good morning, Eliane, and good morning, Ramesh, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have both of you on the show this morning. Eliane, before we come to you, Ramesh, why did you decide to start this preschool?
So there's two main reasons. From a personal level, I have two young kids. I don't live in Trinidad, I live in Miami, and I introduced them to this French concept at a very early age. And after 6 months of being immersed into this French system, I saw the magic where kids can acquire languages naturally, organically, within months. And they were speaking with beautiful accents, they were sung native. So for me, it was amazing to see how kids at that age, between 2 to 5, can absorb languages quickly and be able to speak and understand quickly. So for me, it was amazing. So this is one. Two, as a Trinidadian working in the international arena with the United Nations and the IMF, I see us as well as Trinidadians, we are somewhat at a disadvantage. And when it comes to language learning, we introduce languages too late, I believe, in our system. So this is one of my two reasons I wanted to introduce a project where kids are exposed to immersion at a very young age, which is the ideal time to learn a language.
It is an ideal time to learn a language. And Eliane, what is your approach to this? And how is the French curriculum distinctive, particularly?
Well, definitely we have our approach. So as Ramesh said, we receive those kids starting 2 years old. And at this age, they are like a sponge. So they absorb the language very naturally and they start speaking it in 3 to 4 months. So in our approach, we are one-on-one approach. We value every student. We look at the strength. We value the strength of this student, we look at the weaknesses and we work on them. Now, to introduce the French language, definitely we work on a consistent exposure to the French language. It means our students are fully immersed with the French language, and the day is divided between 50% of English time, 50% of French time. And when they are with a French teacher, it's all the time in French. The time is very well calculated. The resources that we have are very well studied. And this is how, we develop the interest of the child toward the French language, and the kids will differentiate with time. This is my English teacher, I speak to her in English, and this is my French teacher, I speak to her in French. So far we're doing it so good. We opened lately and only last year in April, and our kids already, they are singing in French, they are counting in French, and everything looks very promising.
It sounds very promising from what you both have shared with us so far for this morning. So Ramesh, coming back to you,
yes.
It's an interesting selection, of course. You're from Trinidad and Tobago, but some may really be asking, how is this particularly going to benefit our children? Because, immediately what we think of is we're right next to Latin America.
So Spanish is a very important language because of our geographical location, but French is also a very strategic language. It's a working language for the United Nations, for many international organizations. When you talk about French, we think about West Africa, we think about Canada, we think about Martinique, Guadeloupe, Europe as well. So it's a very strategic language. We also have the Minister of Trade recently, I think the new Minister of Trade mentioned about doing business in West Africa.
Yes.
So it's a very strategic language for us when it comes to business and other different cultural activities as well.
100%. Giving children the mobility that they will need for not just their childhood, but for their future also. Eliane, some people will be concerned, two things, that the two languages may confuse their children, but also that they as parents don't speak French. What words would you have for them?
Well, first about the languages. So the research shows that kids can acquire 3 languages very, very naturally at an early age, and then you can push a 4th language later. So I'm myself a Lebanese citizen. I do live in Miami, but I'm Lebanese, and Lebanese people, they are multicultural, and they are bilingual. And we speak, since, little kids, we speak English and Arabic, French and Arabic. And this is why, the kids will get it naturally, the French language, once they are fully immersed and once they come to the school and they follow, the schedule that we have for them. For all the parents that they don't know how to speak French, well, definitely for that age, the kids, they don't have any homework. The kids will get everything from the school, from their teacher, being with us, from 8 to 1. They will get it naturally.
And Ramesh, what
can I add something to that?
Yeah.
So my kids, they are fluent in French, and I don't speak French. I know basic, but I don't speak French. They also speak Spanish fluently. So it's not because they teach me French, so it's vice versa. So it is possible, it is doable, and it's once they're constantly immersed, they will continue.
So that's a beautiful thing. So we're seeing something that doesn't just benefit the child, it also benefits the parents and brings the family together. You can have some fun family nights.
Exactly.
Playing, I don't know, I Spy in French or something like that might be quite fun. Let's speak about the broader strategic benefit for Trinidad and Tobago, Ramesh, for multilingual early education.
So we had a brief conversation with one of the senior officials with the Trinidad and Tobago Industry and Chamber of Commerce, and I was she was saying that there was a gap. We have because of our inability to communicate to that French market, it has somewhat limited us to our potential as Trinidadian, as an economy and things we can do. So this is one major advantage. Education-wise as well, kids can study in France. There's an IB program in the French system where if you go all the way up until high school level in French, you could study literally for free in France, in any public university in France, tertiary education. So there's educational benefits, business benefits, and of course a cultural aspect as well.
Definitely something beautiful. And Eliane, I understand there is a summer camp that's being run. Can you share more with us about that?
Yes, we had a beautiful summer camp where we received kids starting 2 years old, ages 2 years old until 7. It was a wonderful camp. We did it in a wonderful way. The kids, they had 1 hour of French every day. And all the students that we have are now requesting to come for some French lessons. So even with 1 hour of French every day, only 1 hour, the kids, they had a small base in French, and they went home repeating songs, repeating words, counting, saying vocabulary words in French. So so we did a summer camp, and our summer camps is always around the French language.
And for families who won't be able to enroll their children with you, how can they learn?
Yes. Well, definitely, because our population is now, we're targeting the ages 2 to 5. Definitely, as Ramesh just said, that our goal is not only to stay a preschool. We want to expand, hopefully, and we're going to go to primary, etc., etc. And this is how we're going to open the doors to all those kids. Open those doors. And this is the best gift that we can give them, is yes, to give them a higher education, maybe a higher education in the Francophone world. So what we can offer beyond the age that we have now, we have our after-school classes, French classes, and we welcome everyone. We welcome students starting 6 until 13. We are working on all levels, the CSAC, Form 1, 2, 3. We have also, the CAP level. Also, we have some parents, they are interested not only to sing with their kids, they want also to push further, the French, the language, and they want to acquire the French language. So we are also doing our adults lessons in French. We have them online, we have them in person. So, a good communication with a native teacher makes it happen. So we have, a service for everyone, and we are welcoming everyone. We want to expand the French language. We want everyone to see the richness of it, and we are trying to do it.
Absolutely beautiful. And you're seeing some wonderful photos on screen there, I'm assuming, which are coming directly from the school, where you're seeing children
this is
having...
the camp. We were doing yoga classes, we were doing swimming classes. We had We had also the 4 Juillet, where we celebrated France, the National Day. We respect every occasion. The kids, they thrive, they are happy. We are a family school, and they are all surrounded, by love, patience. We push them to repeat, like smoothly, gently, the French. And the feedback of the parents tells everything. When we finished the camp, and they were like, "Really, you're done?" So they really wanted more weeks, and now they are asking for those French lessons.
It sounds like everybody's going to want to come back and experience some more, Eliane. Ramesh, coming back to you, one of the things that was mentioned by Eliane, and we actually saw on the screen, is that it's a family school. Is that the atmosphere, or are we also looking at the size of the school as well?
It's the atmosphere. We want it to be a very loving environment where kids are comfortable. It's not an institution, like where it's like rigid and you have like guardrails. It's just an environment for kids to express themselves. So because one of the parts of learning, I'm not an educator, but it's kids being creative rather than be forced into certain boxes. So this is what we try to enable in a family environment.
Now, you're not an educator, but you are a father. And one of the things that we've seen this morning is the pride with your children, and also the joy that it's brought you. If you could perhaps maybe share with some of the fathers of Trinidad and Tobago the transformation that you've seen and why you deem this important for your children's future.
So from my perspective, I've seen the transformation of my kids. I see how just the science also says it, backs it up. Being able to be multilingual, or they're trilingual, they think differently. They have different way they analyze problems. They're very good in math. They think before they speak. They're very analytical. So it's like the brains have different compartments when you learn a language at a very early age. So you have different arsenals to make decisions. You're a critical thinker. You're a problem solver. So the exposure to languages, from my perspective, for what I experienced for my kids, I think it has been amazing, and they're the best kids in the world. I have no issues at all. So maybe it's the French and Spanish.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning,
Thank you.
Ramesh. It's a pleasure to have you. And Eliane, thank you for joining us as well. It's been a pleasure to have you with us. Trinidad and Tobago, stay tuned. This is your Friday edition of the Now Morning Show, and we're going to be back in a few moments. Make sure that you check out this school right on all social media platforms for more information.
This is the perfect timing. I link up with my brethren. I link up with my fish twin. Such happy feeling. I keep tongue in his hands. And the music
Just give me 1 second. Ready? Ready. How about sit for me? At the end, you have a sit for me. Good morning.
So, I'm not going to say, put you in a minute.